Oh, really? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tyrias the realest, back with another video. Yeah, and I got a banger. I hope everybody had a great Monday to start their work week off, to start this journey on getting to the bag, working on yourself, chasing God, obtaining self-care, self-love, self-worth, and self-respect. You already know what it's about when you come around here on this channel. I'm gonna say that again. We out here getting self-care, self-love, self-worth, and self-respect. Now, you already know what I'm gonna need y'all to do. Smash the like button, smash the like button, smash that like button. Yeah, and while you at it, go ahead and click the notification bell, because when you click the notification bell, you are now being made aware that more game has been dropped. More game has been dropped. And I got a banger. I got a great message for y'all. This is for all my kings and queens. This is not just for the kings. This is not just for the queens. This is for my kings and my queens. Again, that's trying to obtain self-care, self-love, self-worth, and self-respect. Now, if you clicked on the title of this video, I know you've seen the message, but I'm going to give it to you right now. Here are 5 reasons. 5 reasons why you keep attracting narcissistic and manipulative people into your life. I need y'all to catch this message. I'm going to say that again. Here are 5 reasons why you keep attracting narcissistic and manipulative people into your life. Number one is you are what we call an empath. You express empathy. You're very empathetic. Now, I took some notes down because I really wanted you to get this message, and I want to make sure that I'm delivering it to you well, because I need y'all to understand that on this journey of obtaining self-care, self-love, self-worth, and self-respect, you need to understand why you keep attracting narcissistic and manipulative people into your life. Number one is you are very empathetic. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. I'm going to say that again. Empathy. When you're empathetic, you have the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Now, here is the problem. Because you are empathetic, and a lot of you guys are super empaths, you know, and just to really break it down, guys, you care. That's not a bad thing. The fact that you care, that's not a bad thing. You know, everybody should care. But this video is about why you keep attracting narcissistic and manipulative people into your life. Well, mainly is because you care. And because you have empathy and you have the ability to be an empathetic person, that means that you can also express sympathy. Catch that right there. Watch this. Because you can be empathetic and express empathy, you also have the ability to express sympathy. See, empathy and sympathy are 2 different things. You know, they're similar, but they're not the same. And a lot of you guys out here that are super empaths, God has blessed you with the ability to do both. See, empathy is when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, when you can put yourself, put your emotions, put your feelings, put your thoughts, put your heart, put the weight of the world that you carry in their shoes, and understand what they're going through, because you've been there. You've been there. You know the road that they traveling. So the way you care for them is completely different than, just somebody who's expressing sympathy. But see, you have the ability to do both. See, sympathy is when maybe you have not been through what they're going through, but you still feel bad for them. Pity. You give them pity. You care. You still care. You don't care as if my mom died, last week as well. So I know exactly what you're going through. I know how it is to lose a mom, due to cancer. My mom passed away of cancer, as well. I was right there in the hospital. I could relate to you. That's being empathetic, when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. Sympathy would be like, their mom passed away. Your mom is still living. You can't really put yourself in their shoes, but you still pity them. You still care because they feel bad. So you care. Like, you don't know what it is to lose a mom, so you can't put yourself in their shoes, but you still feel their pain. And you don't want them to carry that load by themselves. So you provide them some sympathy. And because you can do both, narcissistic people, they love sympathy. See, when a narcissistic person can tell you a sad story and get you to engage into pity play, oh man, that's the person that they're looking for. See, narcissistic people lack empathy. They lack the ability to put themselves in your shoes. You remember, empathy is when you can relate, when you have been down that road, when you know what they're going through, when you can put yourself in their shoes. Narcissistic people lack empathy. It's not that they don't have empathy at all. They just lack the amount of empathy that is required to be a caring, loving person of someone else. But they love that about you. And they love the fact that you can provide empathy, because then they can obtain your sympathy. That's number one. You're very empathetic. And basically you care. You care. You're a very caring person. But guys, I need you to understand, manipulative people, narcissistic people love people who care. Because when you care, they can manipulate the fact that you care. They love that. They don't care. So they're constantly looking for somebody who does. Number two, you have low self-esteem. Now, as you guys know, if you go to my channel, you guys are talking to Tyrias the realist, and I break my name down. I'm telling you real information about self-love. That's Tyrias, Tyrias. I'm telling you real information about self-love. That's why I tell you guys, you got to have self-care, self-love self-worth, and self-respect. When you don't have those things, guys, most likely you are lacking high self-esteem and you have low self-esteem. And because you have low self-esteem, most likely you beat yourself up all the time. You don't give yourself enough credit. You don't take care of yourself. Let's see here. You're low vibrational. And I'm always telling y'all about doing things that keep your vibrations high. On this channel, I talk a lot about practicing semen retention because it's high vibrational. Guys, to my kings and to my queens, when you're watching the corn all the time and you're releasing, that brings your vibrations down low. Yeah, you got temporary pleasure, but the feeling that you have, the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt that you feel because you had to go to the corn has brought your vibrations to a lower level. When you are not working on yourself, when you are not in the gym, when you're not hydrating yourself, when you're not, having cooked meals, versus, eating out all the time, there has to be a balance. You can't just go to Checkers every single day. You can't go to Little Caesars every day. Sometimes you got to go to the grocery store. You got to cook your meals more times than not, because what you put into your body affects your mood. That affects your vibration. When you are low vibrational, you have low self-esteem. And when you have low self-esteem, you can easily be taken advantage of. That's another reason why you attract narcissistic and manipulative people into your life. Let me go to the third point because I want you guys to really catch this. Number 3 is you have no boundaries or you lack the boundaries needed to repel narcissistic and manipulative people. Guys, you have to establish healthy boundaries. And the way that you're going to establish healthy boundaries is standing on business. You got to stand on business. When you stand on business, you don't miss the red flags. You see the red flags, but you got boundaries. And because you standing on business, you're not going to move forward when them red flags is there. You see, when you lack boundaries, a narcissistic and abusive, manipulative person can easily come into your life and take advantage of you because you lack boundaries. They're going to talk to you any kind of way. They're going to disrespect you. See, let me tell you something. Narcissistic and manipulative people are very entitled individuals. They have what we call grandiose personalities. They think that the sun sets and rises on their ASS. That's a fact. They are entitled. They are very entitled, spoiled children. And when you have no boundaries, you see, it's like even when you're dealing with kids. I'm a father, right? I have to teach my child boundaries so he doesn't break rules. Because right now he's a child, so he doesn't know what boundaries are. He may not like boundaries because boundaries may prevent him from doing certain things. Narcissistic people are grown children that don't do well with boundaries. Your child is probably going to have an issue with boundaries because, or rules and regulations, things like, you can't watch TV until your homework is done, but that's something that, that you're teaching them. So when they get older, they understand what, these boundaries are or what these rules and regulations are. And they're able to walk out into this matrix and be in this world and adjust. of course, one day they're going to get a job. One day they're going to own a business. One day they're going to get married. So these little lessons that we teach them as their children is going to shape the person that they are when they become adults. But see, narcissistic and manipulative people have a problem with those boundaries, that are in place. They don't want boundaries. They want to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. Somewhere along the line, as they were children, boundaries was an issue that did not get enforced enough, or, they were traumatized in some type of way to where it's affected how they respond to boundaries. So they really like to deal with people who lack boundaries so they can do whatever it is that they want to do. But you gotta stand on business, set healthy boundaries. And guys, if you look at everything that I'm talking about, it all goes along with each other. See, if you had high self-esteem and not low self-esteem, you would have boundaries. But because you have low self-esteem, you don't have boundaries. You understand? The next point that I'm gonna give y'all, you are way too comfortable being vulnerable. You are extremely comfortable being vulnerable. Like I told y'all in my last video, I said I'm a big fan of the Miami Heat. Our head coach is Eric Spoelstra. And after the games, Eric Spoelstra would say, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We stay even keeled. But because you guys are extremely vulnerable and comfortable being vulnerable, you're easy to manipulate because you feel the need to be emotional and show your emotions at every turn. And what this is doing is giving the narcissistic or manipulative person a blueprint on what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what excites you, what makes you cry, what encourages you and what motivates you, what brings you down. And you're giving them too much of the playbook of too much of your emotional playbook. You understand what I'm saying? This is Spygate. For those of you who watch football, when Bill Belichick was filming the Jets back in the days and he was looking at their plays, that's what you're doing when you're being very comfortable being vulnerable in front of the narcissistic or manipulative person. It's Spygate. You giving them the game plan. You showing them exactly how you like to move. You gotta stop being extremely vulnerable. See, a lot of us, myself included, I was there, guys. That's why I can tell you this. A lot of us get into relationships or meet narcissistic and abusive people when we are in a vulnerable state. Some of you guys have gotten into relationships. Some of you guys and girls as well, kings and queens, have met the wrong friends because you were in a vulnerable state in your life. Somebody in your life, hold on, let me fix my camera, guys. Somebody in your life passed away. Somebody in your life, you had a severe loss. You might have lost your job. Something major happened to you to the point to where you started hanging around the wrong people. And when you are very vulnerable and you meet these individuals, you start expressing, you start showing them the playbook. You always breaking down the things that's making you upset, and then they're also seeing the things that make you smile. So again, the fourth reason is you are way too comfortable being vulnerable. The fifth reason, the number 5, the fifth reason, you are chosen. You are a chosen king or a chosen queen. Narcissistic people love being around people that are chosen because you have the ability to discern. You have the ability to be intuitive. You have the ability to be damn near psychic. They like that about you. But they also hate that about you because they can't do that. So because of that, that makes them jealous. That makes them envious. That makes them into haters. That brings upon betrayal. Because you are chosen. Because you are chosen. And God got you. And you don't operate. See, you got to understand. It go back to the first point. You care. God wants you to love. And you do that. And see, narcissistic and manipulative people, they don't understand how you're able to care about people like that. They wish that they could care about somebody the way you care about them. I'm going to run the points all over for you guys. I had them written down. Let's go over them one more time. Number one. You're very empathetic. Number 2, you have low self-esteem. Number 3, you lack boundaries, or you have no boundaries at all. Number 4, you're way too comfortable being vulnerable. And number 5, you are a chosen one. That's the message I got for y'all. This Tyrias the realest. Really? Drop them reallys in the comments. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit the notification bell. Like, comment, and subscribe. You already know what it is. Really? Y'all have a blessed day.